Hello, eighth graders. Today we are going to talk about the second planet from the Sun, Venus. Venus is considered a terrestrial planet, just like Mercury and Earth and Mars, in that it is an inner planet, which are the small and rocky planets that you could actually stand on. They're not composed mainly of gas, like our very large gas giants in the outer solar system, okay? So Venus is actually very small compared to those outer planets. It's actually known as Earth's twin because its size is very, very similar to Earth's. It's actually just a squeak smaller than Earth. But that is really, aside from its diameter across and the composition of the inside, in that it has a crust, a mantle, and a core, the similarities really end there. It has an atmosphere that's very, very different from Earth's. It is composed primarily of carbon dioxide. And we here on Earth have carbon dioxide in our atmosphere as well. But that carbon dioxide is pretty minimal compared to Venus. Carbon dioxide in our atmosphere actually enhances the greenhouse effect, or it causes the greenhouse effect. And without the greenhouse effect, we wouldn't have life as we know it. We need that warmth. We need that heat to be trapped in. The greenhouse effect gets kind of a bad rap because we talk about it now when we are referring to climate change. You know, we are putting more carbon dioxide into our atmosphere, which enhances our greenhouse effect. But naturally, in and of itself, we need to have the greenhouse effect here on Earth with our naturally occurring CO2. And on Venus, its atmosphere has got so much CO2, it is so thick with it, it makes it actually the hottest planet in our solar system. All of that heat is trapped within the planet. And it doesn't matter whether the planet is facing the sun or facing away from the sun. Day or night, the temperature sits right around 800 degrees Fahrenheit all the time. So it's a very hot planet. It is the hottest planet, and it is not conducive to life as we know it. So we have never been there. We have not put a human on the surface of Venus. We could not do it. We would not survive. However, humans have attempted to land objects on Venus. Some failed miserably. The Soviets really have taken on this bit of exploration. They started sending landers to Venus in the 60s, and a few of them either crash landed into Venus or they burnt up in that very thick atmosphere. And they actually touched down and had a successful landing in the early 70s and sent back a couple pictures of the Venetian surface that were basically just of the ground. It looked like just a picture of rocks. So we don't know a lot about the actual surface of Venus as compared to some of the other planets because it is so toxic. Another thing that makes it so harsh is its composition of sulfuric acid. Its clouds are made of sulfuric acid. And so when it rains, if it were to rain and not evaporate, it would melt away anything that we would send up there to explore. Okay, so the sulfuric acid clouds, the extreme temperatures, both of those things make it uninhabitable for life as we know it and impossible for humans to visit. All right. Another thing that makes Venus kind of strange is that it rotates really, 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 really slow. Really slow. In fact, it rotates slower than it revolves around the sun, okay? So it takes 243 Earth days to spin one time on its axis. So in terms of what our definition of a day is to spin once on its axis, it would take 243 Earth days to make up one Venus day. But then look at this. It takes 225 Earth days for Venus to make it all the way around the sun. So if you compare these two numbers, Venus has a longer day than a year, if you can think of that. So in the time it takes to go all the way around the sun, it has not even completed one rotation on its axis. It's the only planet that has a year that is shorter than its day. It also does not have any moons. It is one of two planets in our solar system that does not have a moon. Mercury is the other one. All right. It rotates on its axis backwards, which is odd. We all rotate counterclockwise. We rotate to the left, and Venus rotates to the right, which makes it unique in that all of the other planets revolve the other way, or rotate the other way. Let's see. What else? Okay, so just to review here, it's the hottest planet. It's a terrestrial planet. Has a super thick atmosphere that traps all of the heat inside, which makes it really, really hot, right around 800 degrees Fahrenheit, whether it's day or night. Venus has a very active surface. I didn't mention this. There are volcanoes on Venus as well, and that contributes to some of the toxic gases that are within the atmosphere because of all of this outgassing from the volcanoes. A day lasts 243 days, and a year is only 225. It doesn't have any moons. It is right between Mercury and Earth, and in fact, it is known as Earth's twin. But the only similarity is its diameter and also its internal structure. It has a structure similar to that of Earth. It is also known as the evening star and the morning star, depending upon when you look at it, because it's a really, really bright object in our night and in our morning sky. Light reflects off of the surface. It's thick clouds, sulfuric acid clouds. Light reflects off that really, really easy, and it makes it appear like a really bright star. In fact, it's one of the first stars or bright objects that you can see in the night sky after the sun sets, and it is the last bright object to stay in the sky when the sun rises. So it lasts the longest in the sky. So it has a nickname of the morning star and the evening star. Alrighty. This picture here, this is actually an actual picture of Venus, what it actually looks like. And then we can also take really cool pictures with different spacecraft. This one was taken by the Magellan spacecraft. So we can kind of shoot through these really thick clouds that obscure the surface, and then we can see some of the topographic features on the planet itself. So if I zoom in here, let's see if I can zoom in. You can see that there are all of these little peaks here. These are all volcanoes. It's a very mountainous area on Venus. Alrighty. I will have a couple videos and another website that you can look a little deeper into this particular planet, and I'd like for you to take some time now and make some notes about what you learned about Venus, and we will talk about Home Sweet Home Earth tomorrow.